Good morning, Blue Lulus. How you doing? Are you still mainlining hopium like I am? Cause I'm alive. I feel alive. Senator Booker did it. He broke the record last night for the longest marathon speech in Senate history, and he broke the record of someone who stood up there trying to prevent people who look like him, look like me, look like us from being there in the first place. Oh, the symmetry, the poetry. I don't know what you believe in, if you call it source, if you call it energy, if you call it spirit. I personally call it God. That was God. Because he had to have been exhausted. He had to have been tired, and you could not tell. I watched all the way from like 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. straight, and he was on fire the entire time. When he talked about the ways that his mom and dad had to fight to get a house, and they were literally like, they set dogs loose on his parents, and then 43 years later, they would have a baby who's now a senator. It was incredible the way that he talked about John Lewis. Like, I know that John Lewis was standing in that room right behind him, giving him the fire and the energy that he needed. And the best part about it, he didn't even run out of content. He and his team were so prepared that they wrote books and books and documents and everything that he could talk about to illustrate the damage that is happening due to this administration, and they didn't even get through it all. People ask me all the time, like, do you have a hard time deciding what you're going to talk about on TikTok? I was like, once a day? No. There is always plenty to talk about once a day. Apparently, you can talk for an entire day and still not get all of it. And let's not forget the Joker would not even stand outside in 25-degree weather with a coat after his supporters dropped everything and went all the way to DC for his big party. Right? Not for an hour. So that is just illustrative of the fact that he was willing to put his body at risk, and he did something incredible, and I hope that it wakes people up. I think it is, though, because 9 Republicans joined with Democrats yesterday in what is called a discharge petition in the House. There were 2 new moms, Representative Luna and Representative Brittany from here in Colorado, and they both just want the ability to be able to vote remotely or by proxy so that they can stay home with their newborn babies and still be able to do their jobs, because this is 2025. It's not hard. We all have to go to Zoom meetings. They should be able to do that for their votes. And little Mikey with the big secret said, no, that's a slippery slope. I'm not into that. I don't want to do it. And so they went around him and got a discharge petition, which basically means that he has to bring it to the floor whether or not little Mikey is interested in it. And instead of doing that, instead of taking the L, he just suspended voting for the rest of the week. It's probably a good plan because people are hyped, especially after what they saw Senator Booker do yesterday. And instead of just like letting these women be able to stay at home and still vote, he's just like, you know what, no, I don't think we're going to vote on anything. We'll try again next week. It's so pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, apparently Dark Batman is like all over the news in the gaming world. I'm not a gaming person, so I don't have all of like the deets, but he pretends like he's really good at it, and he's not. He like uses proxies to pretend to be him so that people think that he's good at video games. How old are you? This is why all of you poor little red-pilled boys are having a trouble getting dates, because you're taking information, you're taking dating advice from 50-year-olds who care about how good they are at video games. It's so absurd. What's also absurd is the fact that the Vice Penguin is now in a Twitter fight with Jon Favreau from Crooked Media because he pointed out the fact that they whoopsie-doodled a person to an El Salvadorian camp with good concentration, and they're not able to get him back. We are paying the El Salvadorian government $6 million to house these people, and apparently, like, there's no return clause. This is why due process is important, because when you take that away, you don't know if those people are affiliated with gangs or not, because you're just guessing, and you're guessing based on the way that they look, and it's only a matter of time until people who look like me, anyone who's just racially ambiguous, could get swept up in all of this, and it's preposterous. His justice system came out and they admitted that they made a mistake. And JD, little Vice Penguin, went onto Jon Favreau's little page and he was like, it's really weird that you would care that a gang member was sent overseas. Like, he wasn't. And you already admitted that. Like, oh, you're so dumb. I know the rest of the world is watching us. Please help that man. I don't know how, I don't know what way you can do that, but we need to help him. And if anybody knows what I can do to help, please let me know, because I want that man to come back to Maryland. This is unreal. This is ridiculous. Not exactly breaking news, but the economy is straight trash. The Atlanta Fed came out and they said that we have experienced the worst quarter economically compared to the rest of the world since the 80s. It said that we had a 3.8% contraction in our GDP just since he's been there. It's April 2nd, bro. You just walked in the door and you just did everything, doing the most. It's not working, and it's not going to work. How long are we going to do this experiment? How much longer do we really want to pretend as if this is okay? Thank God Senator Booker got out there and shook people all day yesterday. I hope some of the people on that side can hear it, because we're not the only people that are suffering. Do you want to be broke? Do you want to be broke for him? I don't get it. You shouldn't be, and there's nothing patriotic about going broke for a giant orange chicken nugget and a South African broski who pretends like he's good at video games. Come on, please. And lastly, we were able to secure one in Wisconsin yesterday. Unfortunately, Florida just Florida'd all the way up, but I am so proud of the new AG of Wisconsin. And like I said yesterday, now you need to go figure out exactly what it is that Dark Batman didn't want you to find out. Because everybody down that list that belonged to your team did rather well. You did really well, like 57% well. And so I think it's important for us to investigate further why she wasn't able to cross that hurdle while you were. Yeah? Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, comment, and a follow. Join a Blue Clan. It's nice and cozy over here. I am so proud of you guys. I am on fire. Keep your eyes up. Keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.